welcome back to part 2 of my cancer journey. So I'm actually filming this while I've actually got a cold, so if I keep taking a gulp, then that's why. So in the last video I had found out that I had breast cancer. The plan was to operate, remove the lump, and then follow it up with preventative chemotherapy. I had a CT scan and a bone scan. So my next consultant's appointment was due to be a telephone consultation to find out the results. She wasn't expecting anything to come back, and I had scheduled the following week surgery. But I got a call from her secretary the day before my appointment was due, telling me to come in. So I went through all of the anxiety, thinking it's in my bones and everything. And when I went into that appointment, I already had my tissues in my hands, and I'd already got a tear-stained face. And she said, so we've had the results back from your CT scan and your bone scan. So let's start with the good news. She went, it's not in your bones. Nothing's come back on the bone scan, but something has come back on the CT scan. And she said, what we found is 3 nodules on my lung, one being very close to where my heart is. She didn't at that point tell me that I also had suspicious looking lymph nodes in that region as well. She didn't mention that. It was in a letter she sent out the following week that I discovered that. And what she said was it's 3 small nodules. They don't know what that is at that point, because obviously nodules can be a previous infection and scarring, or a current infection that has caused that. I think this is how Dustin put it. He said, it's a win today in the sense that it isn't in your bones. So yes, it might be in my nodule, it might be in my lungs, but it isn't in my bones. It hasn't gone that far. So she had discussed with the consultant who specialises in lung cancer, and they decided it was best that they order me a PET scan to find out what it is. She said it's unlikely that they would take a biopsy because of how close it was to my heart, but while they were waiting on the PET scan, she would have to cancel my surgery. So my surgery actually got cancelled. I asked her how long the PET scan would take before I could get an appointment. She said 2 to 3 weeks, with the results taking another week. It was just that at that point it was just like agonizing, because it's like you're waiting again and you've got no treatment plan or anything. So because my breast cancer is estrogen led, she did discuss putting me on a blocker, but she said we wouldn't normally do that when you haven't had any form of treatment yet. We normally do that after an operation, after surgery, after having chemo. We would normally do that. But she said I'm gonna have to go away and discuss with my team of whether that is an option. As far as the nodules, so if it comes back that it's gone to my lungs, she said that the plan of action would be to do chemotherapy. That chemotherapy, she said, would last approximately 6 months, because they would want to target not only my lungs but also the cancer that's in my breast and anywhere else it might be. So I actually felt, well, at least it's not in my bones. That's a good thing. I'm not going to die tomorrow. And I remember being like really emotional in there when my consultant, I said, I thought you were going to tell me I had bone cancer, it was in my bones. And she was like, no, And she said, I've seen women that have had breast cancer and it has gone to lungs and have nodules, and, you know, 8 years on, they're still alive, you know. But she said the way I'm approaching this is that we have to take it one step at a time, because we don't, at this present moment, we don't know what that is on your lungs. But I think it's pretty clear that they probably think that it has spread from its primary location. And I have to say that, you know, when me and Dustin went up to, I've forgotten where it was called now, Cottonwood, to the mountain area, I had real trouble with my breathing, like a really tightness that I can't think that I've experienced before, and that did concern me. And he was just like, yeah, well, you're not used to elevation, we're up in the mountains. But I knew that I hadn't ever experienced that, you know, that tightness on my chest felt something I hadn't felt before. So I went home, and there was nothing I can do until I had that PET scan. So that was on the Wednesday, because I always have my consultant's appointment on the Wednesday. By the weekend, I had developed a rash. It was something that when I came back from America, the consultant actually started to notice that I was developing something there, and she went, oh, your skin's starting, I can't remember the word she used. Anyway, this rash became really itchy and was like a burning sensation. I was also getting a lot of pain and burning sensation in my armpit and on my shoulder blade. So that was another reason why I was so frightened that it had gone to my bones, because of my shoulder blade pain. But then I started to get really itchy on my shoulder blade. So I saw my consultant on the Wednesday. Friday, I was itching terribly. By the weekend, it was burning. I told Dustin. Dustin started Googling. They've freaked out on me and was telling me, you know, you really need to, you know, contact someone about it. I didn't want to know, but he freaked me out. So I managed to get a doctor's appointment the next day. And so I went to my doctor's appointment, and here's some clips from that. Right, good morning everybody. I am actually starting the start of a new week. We're in mid-October, so I don't know when I'm going to upload this. I'm a bit behind with everything. I'm actually starting this vlog today, on Monday. I'm actually heading out to the doctor's over the weekend. So I've had a dull pain in my, like a pain in my shoulder blade. On Friday, it started itching. Saturday night, it was really itching. And I've also got a rash on the side where my lump is that became really hot and angry on Saturday night. The next day I rang 111 and they were asking if I thought it was shingles. It has that kind of appearance, but I just because it's where the lump is, I would say it's a breast cancer rash. But anyway, I managed to get hold of my doctors this morning. They didn't have any appointments, but when I explained my situation, I'm a breast cancer patient, they said, I think you should come in just so we can look at it. But I want something, but because I'm so itchy as well, and I want something for my anxiety just to have in case I need it. In fact, I probably do need it, to be honest. I had a moment this morning. I was editing a video because obviously I've been back from Salt Lake, but we literally vlogged every single day, so you think I was there for 16 days. Well, I don't like to put all those videos out in one go, so that's why they're still coming out, the Salt Lake stuff, even though I'm home. And I was editing the tattoo one today, and the ending bit where we're going to the church, I just started crying because I thought, oh, imagine if I die and Dustin has this to look back. Oh, it was really gruesome, I know. But anyway, I've got to get ready for the doctors, so It's always difficult to know what to wear because I know I've got to take my top half off, you know, for her to have a look at my shoulder blade and see if she can see any starts of a rash. So anyway, and then I've got to go shopping. I'm going to go and get loads of healthy like seeds and beans and stuff. So I'm going to nip into Waitrose as well. So I shall see you soon. I'm just waiting. I'm really anxious today. Right, so I've just been to the doctor. She looked at it and she went, I think this might be a case of shingles. She wasn't 100% sure. She said that it's displaying signs of being shingles and it's right on the nerve system and where it is on my back. So she's told me to ring the breast cancer centre to let them know that I had this rash and that now I've been put on medication for shingles. Oh my god, my life it's like one thing. She said, I think with the fact that your immune system's going to be down, your stress and everything with this new diagnosis, and she's also given me something for my anxiety, so I can commence that. I don't know. So anxiety wise, she put me on, let me see what she put me on. She put me on amitriptyline, and this will help with my pain as well, hopefully. And then I have, yeah, for my shingles. I don't think I've ever had shingles, ever. She said, it's so strange because she said, I don't think I'm looking at a breast cancer rash. She said, it doesn't normally display itself like that. Which is really strange because the breast cancer, the consultant, she definitely looked in that area just when it was probably just starting to come through. And she went, oh, you're starting to have, I can't remember how she termed it now, but... And that was like, I want to say 2 weeks ago. So that's strange. Anyway, I'm going to go and do my shopping, go and get some healthy foods, and I'm going to start cooking healthy meals. I saw a recipe the other day that you can make bread with lentils and water and something else. You just blend it down. So... yeah, and I'm going to have to ring the breast cancer clinic to just let them know. I was supposed to have my pre-op for my operation today at 3, but I'm pretty sure the consultant says she was cancelling that one. So I'm pretty sure it's cancelled. And they never rang me back, the hospital. They were supposed to be telling me if I could go on the medication for my hormones, for my estrogen, to bring it down, as that is part of what's feeding my cancer. So anyway, let's go. I don't feel too bad. I'm just really itchy today. Just really itchy. I'm not even in that much pain now on my... yeah, I don't feel too bad. I know, it's really weird though, because before I had that itching, I was in pain in my shoulder blade and everything. It's weird that it's in that area, the same as there. But that's what the doctor said. She said she thinks it's shingles. That's what she said. She said, I think we've got a case of shingles here. So there we go. So with everything, I had shingles. That's what they were saying it was. So the rash I had, I'll just show you the rash that I had. So here's a little clip. It's a bit yucky, but hey, this is the journey, isn't it? So this is what it looked like. So just to show you, that's actually the rash I've got. So from taking that medication for shingles, the itching started to subside, the burning subsided, and also the pain as well that I was experiencing in my shoulder blade and at my side and in my lump and everything. but it just, I don't know, it's just like, it's just the weirdness of it, what the location of everything is really strange, you know. It's just right where my breast cancer is and everything, that it should break out there. So it was 2 weeks before I got a PET scan booked, and they cancelled on me. They cancelled it 4 hours before, so I had to, that delayed me seeing my consultant another week, because hopefully my results would have been back. So I had to wait. I just carried on. I kind of, when I don't have like consultants appointments and scans, I can kind of switch off from the whole cancer thing. But every time I have to go to those things, I feel like the only way I can describe it is you face like a life and death situation. You know that you can die from this if it's left untreated, or you don't get the full treatment. You need to tackle it, or if treatment fails, or it can save your life, or you have a chance at another shot of life. And that's how it feels. You're facing death every single door. It's like having to walk into a room and you have two doors, life, death, and that's literally how it feels. And it's only when you go through a cancer diagnosis and the uncertainty of whether it's spread that you can really appreciate how harrowing the emotions that you feel are. But me and Dustin have just tried to carry on in that time frame period between finding out the results of the CT scan and to the point of the PET scan. So here's a couple of clips, and of course Dustin has continued to want to buy me things, and I keep telling him stop, even down to buy me a bread machine. Because I've been like on a health kick where I'm trying to make things from scratch more, and one of the things I wanted to do was make my own bread, and you know, just take a more healthy approach to my eating, which is something I've never done in my life really. You know, I consume too much processed foods, too much stuff that is full of sugar. You buy the cheaper food option thinking, oh, I've got to save money, you know, rather than buy the more expensive brand. But sometimes it's worth buying the more expensive brand because they're actually a healthier option. So I'm learning a lot more about nutrition and food now, and what's better for me. Right, so in Waitrose, just this little bit cost me £20. So I bought whole wheat noodles, perfect for soups and stir fries. I then bought plant-based mayonnaise because I'm trying to cut my sugars. I then bought tofu, organic firm tofu, almond milk, and I bought organic coconut flour as well. Thought I'd try that. That was £2.50. Red kidney beans, black turtle beans, yellow split beans, chickpeas, lentils and green lentils. So my PET scan got cancelled. I then rang back to try and get another PET scan. I was offered, where was I offered? All the way on the other side of the country basically. I was Milton Keynes, which is miles away. It's like a 3-hour drive for me. Milton Keynes, then I got offered Reading. I ended up picking Reading because it's literally down the motorway, but it was horrible to get to. I went to the Royal Berkshire Hospital. That was horrible. It was so higgledy-piggledy. There was no proper signage. It was really confusing. I wasn't given any details about where I was supposed to go. Again, it was in a mobile unit, which was horrible. It was just the whole atmosphere was horrible. So you have your radioactive glucose injected into you, and then you have to wait an hour. So you're put in this tiny little cubicle where you have to wait, and then when it's time for you to have the scan, it's just terrifying. I was lying there, and on the ceiling was like a picture of the sky with clouds, and I remember looking up and I just thought, oh my God. And that death feeling went over me, that like, this is it, isn't it? This is, every time you come to this, you worry what they're going to find. It's like, it's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And then when I'd finished, they came and said to me, we're just going to go over your scan, but it's taken us a bit longer than normal. They went away, so I stood there waiting, and then they came back, and then they were like, you can go now, we'll send your detailed report to your consultant. And that was it. I went home. Sorry. When I was waiting after I had my injection, I did experience really bad burning sensation in my cancer lump, and also in my chest and in my lung area, which worried me, because those are the two areas that we know it's in my breast, but the lung we suspect. So then I got really paranoid. I was like, yeah, it's definitely in my lungs. But it was a really bad burning sensation. I went home. I was just numb. The next day I had to work. You know, some of my work colleagues have been really great and really supportive, you know, and really protective over me as well, which is good. Management, I would say, haven't been so great. I think they've been quite, I want to say bitchy, but in a subtle way that you wouldn't notice, to make you feel less valued. That's been hard. That is hard. And I'm just waiting for my results. So my consultant rang me the day before I was due to go for my PET scan. She was disappointed that I hadn't had it sooner. She was really hoping, she said she pushed for that to be done sooner. And then she was like, well, if you're having it tomorrow, it's unlikely I'll get the results back in time for next week. So it's like another 2-week wait until I get my results. I am trying to handle this as sensitively and compassionately as I can with Clara. She's only 15. We have talked about worst case scenario, because I think that she'll be 16 next year. You know, if I end up not being able to pull through this, lying to her and not being open and transparent is the worst thing I could have done, and she'll resent me for that. And also, it's important to recognise actually how short life is, and to make the most of the time you spend together. And that's something we have been doing more, even if it's just down to simply spending the evenings together and watching a movie together, you know, and laughing, or, you know, saying how bad that movie on Amazon was. We're making that time more than we did before. So our relationship in that way has actually improved. It's really hard. And because there's still a lot of unknowns, I have to try and keep positive at the moment. So me and Clara celebrated Halloween, which gave me a chance to wear a wig and get used to what lies ahead for me. And hey. Oh my god, my teeth look huge and they look big. I mean, it's gone on my teeth. So and Mystic Sarah. Oh, and then my crystal ball, what do I see? I see a bird. I think there's a bird in my life. Oh, it's crazy, eh? I know I say this all the time, but you know, my mom has been amazing. She comes to the appointments with me. She messages me to check up on me and make sure I'm okay, and Dustin has been amazing as well. Like, Dustin went through cancer himself last year, so he knows all the emotions that I'm feeling, and he is really well placed to support me in that way. I do consider myself extremely blessed, and I think to myself, if I didn't have Dustin in my life, I really wouldn't feel very hopeful, or that I had something to really aim for, you know, because our plans are to be together and, you know, us to be a family with Clara and everything, and, you know, the plans kind of like put on hold at the moment. It's been very emotional, and I have those days where I think, what if I don't survive? What if I don't survive? What if this is it? And that's really hard to get my head around. And it's really scary. And I can honestly say it's not the actual fear of dying and where we go, but it's the sadness of not having the life that I've wanted to live. Like, all my life I've pretty much been on my own, and I've raised my daughter, but I've never experienced a proper, like, genuine relationship that has been loving and supportive. Can I just apologise for my dog snoring in the background that you can probably hear? As cute as he is very noisy. And of course, Dustin has had to deal with my cancer diagnosis. He actually filmed some clips as well where he talks about his feelings through this. Insert now.
Good morning, everybody. It's been a minute since I've been on here just to do a vlog like this. Actually, before Sarah, well, I think I made one at the airport when she left. But I'm going to get on here today and speak a little bit about just what's going on. So after she went home, before she came out here, she was waiting for her cancer diagnosis. Well, waiting for a diagnosis to see if she had breast cancer. And to sum it all up, when she got home, it did end up being breast cancer, and it's a really, really bad case. I'm a cancer survivor, so I know once it's in your lymph nodes, or it's outside of the capsule, or it's spread, then that's always really, really bad. Feelings. How did I feel? Angry. Cried. A lot of anger. I just feel like finally, we found each other, and I finally have a little peace in my life. Actually, a lot of peace with her. That it's just another something that's hitting us, trying to keep us apart. But people get cancer all the time. I went through it. I went through it when I was in prison. I was locked down most of the time. It was really hard. They delayed treatment, and so on and so on. You guys know the story. I just feel my heart is just absolutely ripped and just squeezed for her. I don't want her to go through it. I would gladly take it for her. And her mother also said that too, that why can't I get cancer, because her mother's older, which is you know what I mean. You guys, I'm completely wrecked by this. I really didn't. I was starting to believe that it wouldn't be cancer, because she was like sick when she came out, and she had like the flu, and her jaw hurt and earaches, and she'd been sick, and it was really, really, really huge. And then when she was here, it started to shrink. I think it was she had an infection at the same time. That's what I think. And then we were hopeful, and that it wasn't this, and we were just glossing over it, but it ended up being breast cancer that had spread into her lymph node, and now she was set for surgery, and now they're saying that when they got her CT scan back, that she had some spots on her lung, that they don't know if they're cancer yet. They're going to check, but we're assuming that they are at this point, which means she'll launch right into chemotherapy. I never had to go through that. I don't know what she's going to be going through with chemo, but she's going to be doing chemo anyway, regardless. She'll have to, but the surgery was what we were really hoping for, just to remove it all that they could see. And now they just leave it, and you do chemo, and it's horrible. She is not feeling well emotionally. She doesn't feel attractive. She just everything possible, that I'm sure a woman may go through when they've got breast cancer or something, or she thinks she might lose her breast or something. But she's not going to lose me. Absolutely, I love her, and the breasts do not define my love for her. I don't care if they're gone. I love her the same. I'll love her through her chemo. I'll love her through everything. She has allowed me to be ever present as much as I possibly want to and can, and which is every day, all day, making videos and calls and visits and voicemails, and which is such progress in our relationship, because before Sarah, she would have shut down. I fully believe that. If we wouldn't have the bond that we've been able to form and make together, I believe she would have shut down, built a wall, thinking she's doing the best for me, cutting me loose, pushing me away. But she hasn't done that. She's actually just fully let me be there. And she was fully there for me as much as she could be when I was going through my cancer. It was sucked because we only had letters and 5-minute phone calls a month, but she was there faithfully every time she could be there. Yeah. I don't know what the future's going to hold. I firmly believe that she'll beat it. I think it's early. It's spread into her lymph node. How can it be early? Because it's early. It's because when I had my advanced cancer, I lost so much weight in just signs. You know what I mean? A lot of symptoms and stuff like that, which she has not had that dramatic weight loss, and a few things that really accompany cancer, that's really advanced. But I also try to remind her that. So when I did my MRI, it showed that it spread outside of my capsule, outside of the tumor that was attached to my prostate, which I had cancer exactly on one half. And it had split open, and it showed that it was in the seminal vesicles, and it was in other areas. But when they went in and did surgery and they grabbed that stuff and they sent it into biopsy, it had not spread into there. They did have some cancer cells in my bladder, but they're minute, micro disease, if it's going to show up at all or not. It was actually where he reconnected my bladder and cauterized it, where they took a sample before they reconnected a tissue sample, and it showed cancer cells there. But it isn't always, them scans aren't always 100%. I just try to keep her reminding of that, because look, I've actually recovered. I still have some physical stuff going on, but I mean, cancer is not a death sentence, but it is hell stressful and hella, it's rough, you guys. It's rough thinking you're going to die every day. She's recently getting into the fight mode, though, so I'm so proud of her, and she's going to be vlogging on it and just doing the journey, and we're hoping we can share some of our experience with people when we are together, and we can do service work or on our own, and give people hope, when we get to the end of this, when we have our lighthouse, and that there is hope after cancer, and there is hope after everything, and that if you are determined to be together, you can be together. I'm back. Currently, I'm in the process, so I'm going to be done with my federal stuff, my probation, and my state stuff in March, and I'm currently in the process of trying to get approved so I can go there and see her at her little village, hopefully in April or May. If not, we're going to meet in another country really close, because her country has some of the strictest laws, just like us, as far as felons entering. But we think maybe because of the situation and stuff like that, I can get permission to travel there for 2 or 3 weeks. It wouldn't be a long-term visa, but once you're a felon, you have to have a special visa to visit other countries. It's just how it is. I think President Bush even had to have one of his in Canada. So, and they have some of the toughest laws. They share databases, the UK and the United States. They got a compact there, Schengen Compact, where certain countries are part of that, where it's really tough for felons to enter. But it isn't impossible, and we're not hopeless on that, because it's going to probably be a minute before she could come back out here, and that's where we're at. But man, when she told me, hey, it's cancer, oh God, it was the sickest, desolate feeling. I cried and cried and cried, you guys. It's just horrible. But I think she's doing wonderful as far as emotional. She's going through it. You know, you have to go through each of those. She's not trying to suppress it. If she's having a bad day or whatever, she's living in that day, you know, which I think is important. You can't just shove it all inside and say it doesn't exist, or it's not real, or it's not. She's actually looking at, you know, this could take her life. I mean, it could, you know, but so could a bus when you walk out of your house. You know what I mean? And she's also looking at that. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, you know. And I'm just trying to be understanding the best I can and be there and supportive, and I try to make her laugh and be strong. And you know, it's really hard, you guys. It's hard. It's hard because I don't want her to suffer or go through that. It's just not right. She's a good person, way better than me. I don't deserve her at all. I make no qualms about it. I know I don't deserve her. But we are in love. And she tells me all the time I deserve her, but I don't think I deserve her. She's just too good, man. And and it's always good people get terrible things happen to them, and then it just makes me question my faith. I'm a believer in God and Jesus Christ, and I am a Christian, and it does make me question, you know, why would God allow that or do that? And then it's easy to go back to doctrine and say, oh, the fall of man and sin came into the world, so disease is there, and you know, and just everything that Christian theology teaches, when reality is, in the moment, you're like, what the F, dude, you know. But we're just going to keep moving on this journey together, and I don't know how it's going to end, or when, or why, but we've decided that we're going to do it together, and I'm going to do everything I can to support her and love on her, because she's so worthy of everything I got, everything, which is nothing, you guys. Working my butt off right now, saving money, and I'm still going to move forward, getting us a place and a house, and still plan on marrying her. You know, she's a person she's my person. I want to be with for the rest of my life. She's my person. And I really hope I can go there, and I can meet her mom, and I can meet Clara and her dog, and then we just go from there, you know. She's starting in her conversation, still, you know, our plans, you know, hey, when we do this and when we do this, is still present. So that's a beautiful thing. She's trying, but man, it's not easy, you guys. If you've been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Stress, fear, anxiety, and they can eat you up, man. Boy, they can eat you up. But now I'm just rambling. I got a cold sore on my lip, but I'm just dumping myself into work. Go to work, come home, message Sarah. That's it. And then I am gonna go fishing with my son on Halloween. It's gonna be so cold. We're gonna go Halloween and come back the next day. I don't know, you guys. What do? You know, I know somebody's reached out to her on the channel, and you're amazing. And thank you for reaching out to her. Thank you so much. It's just it's bringing her comfort. So, and then yeah, but I'll make some more of these. But it's just been really hard, and with her leaving too, on top of all that, it's gutting, because I didn't want her to ever leave. And it just sucks, you know, it fucking sucks. But I'll be back, you guys. I gotta go to work 2 hours early today, but that's all right.
So my consultant agreed to put me on tamoxifen. which is a hormone blocker for women and men as well with breast cancer. So I have to take 1 tablet a day, 20 milligrams. So tamoxifen actually acts by blocking the estrogen receptor. So it basically tells the cancer cells to stop growing, basically. So I'm on that, and she said I'm to take that until my treatment plan starts, so up until surgery or chemo. At this present moment, I don't know what my treatment plan is going to be, so it will either be surgery. If it hasn't, it will go back to the original plan. So I kind of feel that at least now I'm on a hormone blocker, and I'm trying to change my diet, and I'm doing what I can to give me the best chance and trying to halt it from developing further. Psychologically, I'm on a roller coaster, although I feel like I'm falling into like dark tunnels a lot at the moment rather than experiencing any highs. And I feel like every time I go in, there's something else that's like, what now? What? There's going to be something else, and it's just crushing, psychologically crushing. I just want to start treatment and be like, see where I am, you know, in a few months. Am I winning? Am I at least winning a little bit, you know? And me and Dustin are definitely very, well, Dustin more than me is very into his Jesus and religious, and that is something I am starting to explore more, and I want to explore more, and the power of prayer and healing and belief.
Yeah, it's nerves, and you're tired because of stress and emotional, and you haven't rested in 2 fucking months. You haven't. Coming out here was exhausting. All the travel and just... Me, I can be a little exhausting. I know this. But just everything, it's just... You're just wore out, babe. You know. But I did catch one thing in there, and if it has spread, it hasn't stopped us, okay? It's going to slow things down, but people live all the time. You do have a fighting chance no matter what, okay? I'm having another moment. Thinking about what you're going through. Because I've been there, man. I'm so with you. You just... Oh, God, babe.
I'm just so full of anxiety and with the results, and I'm thinking that I'll know by Wednesday, and it's probably in my lungs and in my boob, and just... And then I think back to March, and I think back to, you know, your proposal and how full of hope now that I had then, you know, for the future. And now I'm just... It's really hard. It's really hard. It's really hard. I said to my mum, I'm probably, when I have chemo, I'm probably going to get sick each time, because I was sick after that radioactive substance they gave me. I was sick, wasn't I? Horrible. Really horrible. I felt so poorly that day. So poorly. And weak. And faint. Yeah. So yeah. Let's just go round in my head constantly. And I knew I need to get on with things. I need to set myself little tasks to do throughout the day to keep my mind occupied. I really do.
Hey, I just tried to go on a walk and had to come home. I started crying. The first walk I've taken, just a walk at night, I can't do it. I can't do it. Not by myself. Too hard. God, I don't know what happened. It's so beautiful out there too. Well, I love you, baby. Let me know when you're ready, okay? I hope you're getting some sleep. Man, you're having a rough one emotionally after you read that stuff. It's going to be like that probably every time you get something until they tell you that, you know, they don't see anything else in your body, you know what I mean? And then you'll still be nervous for a while, but it will fade, darling. It will. And I know what you're facing, and I think you're in really good shape physically and just a lot better than some people going into that. So, but I'm here for you to hear you if you want to, just anytime you want to tell me what's going on. So yeah, like we were talking last night, and I know right where you're at. I know the panic. You're gonna have that, sweetheart. But you really are gonna get treatment fast. I mean, 3 weeks is a lifetime when you're waiting to have that removed from your body. I get it. That is really quick. Okay, it really is in medical terms. It's just so fast, babe. I mean, I think you'll have that no more than 2 weeks. You'll have your scan, and I think a lot of those scans, why they take a long time, is they have like the one special technician, and they probably travel and do them everywhere. Honestly, you know what I mean, and that's what it is. I don't think they're stalling you out or forgetting about you, or she probably really wants to get the proper advice from the proper people to treat exactly what's going on with you. And that they have to discuss that instead of just rushing into dumping a bunch of shit in your body, you know what I mean? That's such a blessing. It really is, baby, because they could do that. They could have just plugged you up to poison, and that probably wasn't the right stuff, you know, to treat. They're going to start talking they're going to have that meeting. They're going to talk about targeted therapies, and they're designing a treatment plan for you. It's going to take a minute, baby, okay? But I totally get your anxiety and stuff. Yeah, I went through that. I totally get it, and it just feels like it ain't going quick enough. And but you just, your life is in other people's hands. But she sounds so smart, your doctor does. And like she said about the stuff on your lung, you know, that's not really my specialty, because you're going to have a specific treatment plan that is designed for you. So it is a good thing that they're just not broadly dumping a bunch of shit in your body and just treating you like they would Susan or Amy or whoever the fuck, you know what I mean? And maybe their cancer is different than yours, you know what I mean? It's going to be a specific design for you, and we got to look at that. And I think you'll hear back from them tomorrow if you didn't today. You know, I don't think she's dropped the ball or she's stalling you or anything. I think the lady knows what she's talking about. She's probably worked on 1,000, 10,000 boobs, you know what I mean? Treated several thousand cancer patients. So you just got to keep that, you know what I mean, that in mind. But and the diet might not work for other people or whatever, but until we try it, you know what I mean? Until we try it, baby, we don't know, you know, as far as what you're doing. And it's better to try something than not at all. You know, that diet, you're doing great. You're doing great. Just hug your daughter, you know. But you are going to get treatment. In the rash, you're probably pissing that cancer off, starving it with sugar and shit. It's probably getting really mad. You know what I mean? Angry. That mother shit's getting angry.
It's not that bad, is it? It's alright, actually.
Hey, baby. What you're feeling is right on course, man. And I think you're just doing great. You're magnificent. You're holding it together. You are. I know it might feel like when you're telling yourself it's going to be all right, it's fake, but it's just what we got to do until we know, sweetheart. You know. And the process, man, fucking sucks, don't it? Fucking sucks. Cancer's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Hey, go on a walk later and just scream at the top of your lungs and just rage, baby. Try it. You won't know till you try it. But I want to see you tomorrow, and I want to spend time with you, and I want to try to just warm you up, brighten your day.
So I'm probably going to wrap this video up because I will find out my results this week of the PET scan. I am extremely nervous. I just don't want to hear it spread anywhere else. I don't think I could cope. I'm not strong at all. And I'm not strong because I'm not ready to die. I don't want to die. I've just found the love of my life, who I was waiting for my whole life, to find someone to build a life with, and here I am feeling like my life's in jeopardy, that I'm going to lose my life. I also want to be there for Clara. I want to see her grow up. I want to at least see her get married or, you know, pursue her career and know that she's stable and has a home, that she'll be okay. So I'm not ready to leave her yet. She's not ready for me to leave her. And I'm not going to say what I just went through my head. So anyway, I'm going to finish this video here. I know it's again higgledy-piggledy. I try to explain the best I can, and yeah. Anyway, take care everybody, and you know, experience life to the fullest and the people that you love, because you never really know when it can just be blown out like a candle. So